How's it going, YouTube? I am back. I hope you guys had a fantastic holiday break, or if you didn't get a break, I hope you enjoyed your holiday anyway. I know I've been gone for a few weeks now. I took some time to celebrate the holidays with my family and my girlfriend and my friend, and just take some time for myself. I think we all need that sometimes to kind of appreciate everything around us. And I hope you guys got to do the same thing. In this video, you hear me say SEMA was 2 weeks ago, and obviously SEMA was not 2 weeks ago, it's almost January, so that's kind of an idea of how long ago I filmed this video. This video is a little bit jumbled, but that's just the way it is. That's how it was organized, or it's kind of organized chaos, I guess you can say. But without further ado, I'm not gonna take up any more time talking into this camera. So welcome back to the channel, guys. It has been a long 2 weeks since we got back from SEMA. It has been a long and busy 2 weeks editing footage since we've gotten back from SEMA, and I decided to take a break today to do a little sort of a challenge video. As you know, I'm getting rid of the 240, but before I do that, I do want to keep the engine. I want to sell it as a rolling chassis, and I want to keep the engine, and I want to build that while I get something else. So I want to get a vehicle with a stock engine. I want to build that KA up and then eventually put it in another car. So actually here in a little while, we're going to be going over to Matt's house, and we're going to pick him up. He has a lot more experience with doing this than I do. So we're going to go pick him up. He's going to come help us get this engine out of this car. We're gonna go pick up his cherry picker from him, because he's got one of those we can use, and we're gonna go to Harbor Freight and go get us an engine stand so that we can have somewhere to put this thing once it's out of the car. I'll talk a little bit more about the challenge that we'll be doing whenever we pick up Matt. But basically it's gonna be a time challenge to see how quickly we can pull this KA out of the car. So we have someone like Matt who's done it probably 6-7 times, and then we have someone like me who's never pulled an engine out of any car. But before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and take the coilovers off of this car. First and foremost, I have my gloves on because it's really cold out here. It's like 36 degrees, and I'm a little girl and I didn't want my hands to get cold and hurt. But we got the car in the air, and we just have the front in the air. I've decided, since the rear coilovers are really super simple to get out, it's literally 4 bolts to get them out, that I was just gonna lift the front and take the fronts off, because we'll probably need that clearance to work with this engine, getting underneath of the car, unbolting it from the transmission, etc. We'll probably need that clearance anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and take those off the front, but I wanna leave the rears for now in case we have to roll this car backwards or forwards. Because if we really have to, we could use the jack to do that. So I want to leave the rears on. I'm going to take the fronts off just to get that out of the way, because we're waiting for Matt to wake up anyway. So once he finally wakes up, these will be out. We'll go over there, we'll finish what we have to do. But first, since this thing is pretty old and some things get a little bit brittle on these things, on this car especially, I just want to give it, it's on jack stand, so it should be nice and safe. I just want to give it a little shake test, make sure it's not going to fall, because this thing's going to stay like this while we're working underneath of it. When we're doing the engine later, and we'll be banging into it. I just want to make sure it's as safe as it possibly can be with those jack stands underneath of the car. So now that we have our wheel off of the hub, we can see the coilover set up right here. And I just kind of wanted to show you how simple this is. The main thing we want to watch out for whenever we do this is going to be the brake line here. This brake line's pretty old, and I don't even know if it, is not leaking anyway. But we want to make sure we get this tucked up and out of the way. So there's a clip right here holding it on. This one's pretty easy. This one just pulls right off. So take this clip out. Just take this clip out, put it somewhere where you're not going to lose it, and then this brake line should just wiggle out of here. After that, really it's just a bolt here, hold the bottom of this strut on, and then 3 bolts right up on top of here on the strut tower. and then the whole thing will just come right off. So whenever you're doing this, I really highly recommend that you use a jack to hold up the assembly, even if it's a jack from 1983 like mine is. That's kind of sketchy. Just hold it up, because once you remove these bolts right here, this hub is just gonna have nothing holding it up, and it's just gonna want to come straight down. So these are 18 millimeter bolts that hold this in. So I've got a 18 millimeter and a 1/2 inch, and I highly recommend you use a breaker bar for these, because these get really rusty. These have been removed before, so I probably don't have to, but I'm going to use a breaker bar anyway. It just makes life easier. So I've got an 18 and a 1/2 inch here, and then I've got another 18 that I'll use to hold. Well, this still has a 3/16 on it, but I'll have another 18 inch holding on this side, just so it doesn't go anywhere whenever I go to break this one. So I'll break those, and then literally just remove these 3 top bolts, which are 14 millimeter, and then this whole coilover will just come right out. It's that simple. Like that. So I've got one hand recording and one hand on the coilover. I'll see if I could take it out with one hand. And yep, just like that, coilover's out. So obviously, to put a coilover in, it would just be the same process but reverse. And you're gonna have stuff like the clip on this. You're gonna want to use a screwdriver to break free, because this is gonna be probably pretty corroded. And then these bolts are gonna be a little bit easier. So you're gonna need some WD-40 probably to remove those at least. But literally, what is that? 1, 2, 5 bolts holding your whole suspension here in the front, and then 1 clip for a brake line, and the rears are even easier. So I'm probably not even gonna do the other one on camera now that I showed you guys how to do that, but just know that I'm gonna be doing that. All right, so now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna head over and pick up Matt right now, and then we're gonna head to Harbor Freight. All right, so back in my garage after a lot of extra errands that we've ran. We went and picked up an engine stand, and then this is Matt's cherry picker. I don't know if you guys remember Matt, but this is Matt. He was in the very first video. I think he was actually wearing the exact same outfit.
Probably. This is my work on shitboxes outfit.
Matt thinks, how quick do you think you can pull a KA out of a car?
Well, at the shop I work at, I can do it in 2.5, 3 hours. That's my current record.
But is that with someone else that also knows what they're doing?
No, that's by myself.
By yourself. By himself. So how fast do you think, should we say, we're going to try to get this out of here?
Not working super hard, you know, taking our time, not breaking shit, probably
3 hours?
3 hours, 3.5 hours.
Let's be ambitious. Let's shoot for 3 hours. So we're going to try to pull this out in 3 hours. I'm not going to film literally all of it, because that would be horrible for both you and us to do. Redundant. But we're going to start hammering this out. So completely forgot to show what time it was. So it's 4:35 right now. So we're going to say we've done this for like 20 minutes. So what is that, like 7:10? We're going to shoot for like 7:10 to get done. All right, so we're about maybe 45 minutes in or so. We got mostly everything, I think, right?
Yeah, lower harness is off, heater core is off. What other things? I mean, there wasn't really everything there, honestly.
Yeah,
so it's pretty easy.
I pulled off a lot of stuff as we've gone. Like the harness was a lot of it. I had that off before. All the AC lines and everything like that. We took off power steering stuff. Matt's done literally like all the work, so thank you, Matt.
It's all easy shit for the most part. It's just a little bit of a learning curve.
Yeah.
I just know where everything is and what everything does.
This is a line from the EGR, and I don't know if any of you guys have ever done this, but the bolt that goes into the downpipe, literally on all 240s apparently,
it's
just
absolutely hammered and seized, and you're never getting it off no matter how much heat and bullshit you use.
Yeah.
So the best way about it to get this thing off is right in front of the bung. I don't know if you can see down there, but Best thing is to cut it off and then just later down the road, if you end up using that manifold for anything, is just welding it shut and then you're fine. Because if you don't and you try pulling the motor out, this nice little pipe gets all stuck on your steering shaft. Yes, you can take the steering shaft out, but then you have to go into the dash and nobody wants to do that. So
we're just gonna cut it. Sketchy. Oh no! Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Let's see if I can even get in on this angle here. Oh no,
we might replaceable.
We might have to go from the bottom, my dude.
You don't have enough length there, bud.
Unless we cut it from like right here.
No, it'll still catch this. It'll still catch the column.
Holy fucking shit.
You almost got it, bud.
We might have to. I need more
You having fun?
space. Yeah, I'm having a great,
You having fun?
having a
You
great time.
There she be.
Am I through?
Straight through, brother.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Don't you love junk pop metal?
That was so sketchy.
So right now we're draining the trans, auto trans.
You probably can't see it in there, but it's draining.
I think after that we just have to get the motor mounts and the trans bolts, right?
Yep, and then take the carrier bearing off the drive shaft.
And then
Slide the drive shaft out.
hopefully it doesn't leak because we're doing this. That's the reason why we're doing this, is draining the trans.
It'll leak a little bit, but
I don't
won't
know.
hurt anything.
But then we're good to lift it out, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Essentially. We got to get some stuff that's still plugged in down here.
Yeah,
but-
we can do that with the engine coming out.
Sorry, plugged in down here. I'm not paying,
Unless you want to
paying that
hang out
much
with the
attention.
spiders some more.
No, dude. Oh, there's so many freaking spiders underneath this thing. We were gonna torch them all, and I couldn't get my torch to work. But yeah, we're getting close, and we're actually making pretty good time. I think we might beat what we said we were gonna do it in.
It's 5:38.
Yeah, it's only 5:38, so we've only been doing this. Jesus.
Yeah, you alright?
Yeah, I'm good. We've only been doing this since like 4:10, and it's 5:38, and we're.
Just the time check, you know.
So unless it takes us 2 hours to get this engine literally lifted out of the car, then I think we're
Home free.
good. I mean, yeah, I cheated a little bit by getting the engine harness off and stuff like that, but I'm still gonna count it because I've never done this before.
You having fun under there, bud?
Ah! Oh, jeez. Yeah. These must be the longest bolts in the car, dude.
Pretty long.
You know what else is pretty long? Whoa! The drive
That
shaft in my
breaker
face. Okay. How are you even under here?
Good question.
That's determined to get those good shots.
Shit kickers,
We're not even
shit boxes.
Okay, so it's currently 6:27. Just got the trans. God damn. Just got everything from the trans undone. I don't know, Matt's been up here. What are you working on?
Taking off the crash bar because engine hoist and S13s and really an S chassis. You have to get it pretty far back because the engine sits right on the firewall. And if you have this huge hunk of thing on, usually the hoist gets stopped up and you don't get enough, or you don't get it further enough back to where you can actually like grab the motor well. So this is just 4 bolts, so it's not that big of a pain to take out.
So I think, got the little auto trans dongle undone, got the cross member undone. He's getting this bash bar off of here. And I think after that, all we have is the motor mounts down here
Which are
loosened. Yeah. So we just gotta get the motor mounts out, and then I think,
Put it on the chain, take the motor mount bolts off, and then we can yank this sucker. A little sketch.
yeah, it looks a little sketchy, but I'm not even gonna say it'll hold because we don't know, but we're gonna try it anyway. this chain just itself is pretty.
Gotta make use of what you got.
That's what I'm saying, man. Let's get her done. So, couldn't get it around the steering column with this, so with this heat shield on the downpipe. So I literally just sawzawed the downpipe in half.
And the steering column bolts were on with the strength of fucking God.
Yeah.
So
if you want to keep your downpipe / exhaust manifold, don't do that, or just don't, because these things are freaking garbage. Get yourself a nice ISR one. Tough news is, unfortunately, we're getting the engine out right now. Literally all week, we can lift it out right now. It's 7:30, so took us 15 minutes longer than we wanted to do it, and it's literally just because of that damn downpipe. So we're gonna lift it out now, and that'll be it.
You're steering, remember that, so pull it towards your...
Alright, so as you can see, no more engine or transmission. So we did it in, I don't know, it's probably like closer to 8 o'clock now. So it took us a little bit longer than we wanted to. It was a lot of work. We ran into some other stuff. You're probably, if you do this, you're probably gonna run into some stuff you weren't expecting to do either, even if you've done this 60 times like Matt has.
752.
Yeah.
It's backwards on the screen, but oh well.
Anyway, that's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you for watching. Huge thanks to Matt for helping me with this, because I would have had absolutely no idea what I was doing. So I really appreciate him being here.
Thing in particular.
Yeah, just if you do this just and you have a stock downpipe, just cut that shit out, dude. Like, fuck S13 stock downpipes or KA stock downpipes. Just don't fuck with it. Like I said, that'll do it for this episode. We're gonna get the trans off, put it up on the engine stand there, and then we might break it down, we might not, but we're gonna probably do that and then eat some food and then
get drunk.
Yeah, maybe get drunk. So we'll see you guys next time. Maybe Matt will be here, maybe he won't, we don't know yet, but either way, see ya, peace.